Howdy ho, ladies and germs. We are back again with some more PokemonDecay. Now, being as green to this as I am, I may have fumbled the bag, so to speak, on the footage for this session. In more ways than one. Firstly, and arguably the most important, I completely forgot the oldest rule in the book. Save your damn game. Where I had saved last, I was standing in front of the steel gym leader inside Iron Mountain. Oh boy, that was a mega oof. Secondly, and this part I'm not going to beat myself into the mud over it as I'm still learning. This session, I had set to record the gameplay. Got everything going, started going to town. But I never configured my video output. So I have 3 hours of sound. Double oof. So, with all that being said, I'm going to do my best to tell you the story and fill you all in on the events of that lost footage. First stop, immediately after starting where we left off last, we made it a little bit ways through the forest, and we discovered a group of Zangoose fanatics. Obsessed with everything Zangoose. Understandable, he's kinda neat. The lady said that there's an evil cult of Seviper worshippers tucked away into the forest to the northwest, and implored me to steal their snake flute and bring it to them. Little do you know, sweetheart, I am a reptile fanatic. Northwest, you say? But before I left, very sneakily, snatched the anti-venom that they'd been working on off their desk, tucked it away into my little pokey pack. Tally-ho, hauled ass to the northwest. Didn't take long to get up with the Seviper fanatics in the forest, and they're just pleasant people. I don't know why the word fanatic or cultist was used. It's completely derogatory. It's unnecessary. They're just some simple herpetological lovers, and that's totally fine. So I talked to the leader of the group, and I think her name was Lucy, I think. And she, of course, welcomed us with open arms. And she did mention that they were working on some sort of anti-venom to try and destroy all of the Seviper population. And so, without skipping a beat, reached into my pokey pack and said, "Oh, you mean this?" Her eyes lit up like stars. It was fantastic. Cinematic, biblical even. Immediately after doing all that, we decided to run through the forest and see what we could find. And sure enough, it was a spooky place. Almost half of the things, if not more than half, were ghost types. A lot of Delta species were in there. And one that caught my eye that tickled me pink, and I just had to have him, was a Delta Torchic, which I thought was a ghost type. Silly me. Turns out to be dark and fighting. We love that here. Moving north into, I can't remember exactly, I think it's Drearmore or something to that effect. It's a spooky town. There's little ghosts floating around everywhere. There's witches all sorts all over the place. You go into the Pokemon Center, the Chansey has a witch hat. It was precious. I'm so sad I lost this part of the footage. It was a grand old time to be had. No water could be surfed on. No fishing could be done. It was all a swamp, and it was crazy. It was beautifully done, actually. Up to the northeast of that town, the very top right of it, there was the haunted house. Bunch of ghost types running around through there. It was a grand old time for us to rise and grind and get our levels up. At the top of the staircase was Wally from Hoenn, the little boy that you help catch a Ralts who ends up with a Gardevoir somehow magically and a whole other team of Grandiose at the end on Victory Road. Go figure. And he says that there's some sort of Pokemon in there that puts you to sleep immediately. He thinks it's a Darkrai.
Oh, say less.
My eyes got huge. Next thing I know, I'm like, do I even have anything that has insomnia? Luckily, I had a Drowsy. that I had traded from a couple cities ago from some random Pokemaniac. Awesome luck. It was only level 34 though. And if there was in fact a Darkrai behind that boy, that would probably not cut it. So, we spun the block 1,000 times through the grass and leveled it up, evolved into a Hypno, went up, talked to Wally again, went through the door. Lo and behold. Instead of the glorious Vanta Black visage that would have been a Darkrai, essentially the embodiment of nightmares itself, what do we find but a room full of people, all passed out, due to a Jigglypuff. That's right. I have never been so dashed in the Pokemon world. My hopes were so high and crushed so instantaneously. By all these people were two big old dust noirs that were eating their dreams. Cool. That's awesome. Still not a Darkrai though. Immediately they came forward and attacked. Both of them level 50. A lot higher than I was expecting, but hey, this is fine. Let's see if we can get one of them. Go to throw a Pokeball or an Ultra Ball. I can't remember which one. Probably the Ultra Ball because I'm not a total fool. And what does the text say? You can't throw a Pokeball now. I had to step away and cuss very, very vividly for a few moments. I was like, are you kidding me? I digress. Ended up killing the ghosts again, sending them straight to the Shadow Realm. Jigglypuff, as much as I wanted to hyper beam that little bastard out of existence, it just huffs and walks away out of the room, while Wally starts waking up all of these random people. And I was left completely perplexed, bamboozled, flabbergasted. I was all of these things. And that's when I decided to leave the spooky town and carry on into the next city. For my own mental health. And that next town was Frostvale. Finally made it all the way through and caught up to where I finally was able to use my brain and record the damn game. Yeah, so lessons learned, you guys. I will try to not do that anymore. Anyway, here we go. PokemonDecay. This gym had a neat little shtick, no trainers, and the grass was full of Glaylais that you cannot catch. They have sheer cold, they have a bunch of other things. It was actually kind of neat. More of a pain in the ass, but it was neat.
Huh?
I still find it hilarious that all of these people are in prison because of me. But we took this moment to retire the farmer neck meat and swap out to detective neck meat. Detective meat, that's the one. Yeah. No, wait, pause, I don't like that. Anyway. All things considered, I really liked the aesthetic of this town. I kind of dig, the Arctic dig, the whole thing like that. I do want to take a moment here and just say, throughout most of this fight with Lorelei, I was sweating bullets, especially towards the end. Oh my goodness. In a mashup of all these different regions, Blue Port Bay, you say, and the gym leader is absent. I wonder who that could be.
Bruh.
I really just can't stop wasting these medical items. Oh my god. In my own preemptive defense of this whole little charade here, this is not the same Team Aqua base. I'm pretty sure this isn't the same tile layout. I don't know, I got lost in here, and it's a very small base. After all that nonsense, we finally made it into the underwater cabin. Thank you, Arceus. So that's kind of the first I've heard of Rayquaza killing me. Neat. So I guess we were instrumental in the events of Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, I guess. All things considered, Admin Matt had some pretty cool Pokemon, and he wasn't too big of a deal, just like most, team leaders. They're usually of a similar weakness. Until I got to his Grand Bolt. That little pirate beastie is a bad dog. Super cool of Juan to just be standing on the beach waiting to give me a super rod. A1 champion right there. I mean, gym leader. Yeah, that one. Now, after several side quests and ADHD missions, we finally made it to Cinnabar Volcano. Time to climb into the heart of this beast and beat the shit out of Team Magma now. It's around this point I started noticing a lack of Team Magma grunts. I started to get a little concerned. Ooh, so it sounds like we're having weather anomalies again. This is oddly reminiscent of some Emerald action, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I guess it's time for us to go try and save Professor Oak. Yeah. I guess my question of where all the grunts were was, answered. Had to replenish the stock of my Moo Moo milks. Those things have been invaluable throughout this playthrough. Thank you, Whitney. You've made yourself less of an enemy to mankind.
I'm in danger!
While I appreciate that, Saturn, I do still feel like we are drastically outnumbered. I feel like this was inspired by Jujutsu Kaisen because everybody's jumping. Nobody's running the ones anymore. But that being said, I will have to admit this. Fighting both the Titan of the land and of the sea together was kind of a neat little thing that I wasn't expecting that. I like that. Hold on now. Hold on, you got too much dip on your chip. Back that up a second. I did what now? Am I to blame for it? Maybe. No way, dude. You fucking what, mate? No. You know, that's not too bad. Oh, hell fucking no. I disown you, daddy. You going to hell. Damn. The homie Golem, R.I.P. That sucks. Ooh, Charon was the snitch. He was the mole. Had Jupiter and Mars, thinking it was Saturn, about to have a whole in-house coup. You filthy old codger. We're gonna have to smite you. Wait a minute, I'm getting serious deja vu. Hold on, you got the Jade Orb?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Archie and Maxie have now done this twice and failed, Pops. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna get him. Well, you're not gonna keep him at least. Do we got this? Yeah, we got this. Rayquaza about to get the beans. Damn, I don't know why I thought it was gonna be just Rayquaza. Go figure Giovanni to fight dirty, you son of a bitch. Okay, I guess Persian finally got another form. Head's a little goofy, but I dig it, that's neat. That didn't go as planned. Finally, come to Papa, you big noodly bastard in the sky. Ooh, ouch. And we hit him with one more slap of the dragon breath. Get wrecked. I feel like we need to say we can't just let you walk away. Or I guess we could. That's fine. Whatever. Well, that's going to be it for this session, ladies and germs. On the next one, we're going to tackle the Blueport Gym, and then, finally, the last group of trainers to smash, the Elite Four. Can our motley assortment of Mons handle the task? We're going to find out. See ya!